Right, you lot. When Nadeshot, one of the most respected names in history of Call of Duty, gets so pissed off and practically turns into Joe Pesci on G Fuel, lad, you listen.
Yo, if I see Team Ricochet put out one more tweet patting themselves on the back about the amount of hackers they banned, I'm going to lose it!
That's not just rage, that's resignation. Man's had enough. We've all had enough. Cheaters are running rampant. Ricochet's doing fuck all. And Activision? They're too busy suing cheat companies and selling anime gun skins to actually fix fucking problem. Let's tear it down. So here's Nadeshot, former world champ, multi-million-dollar org owner, lifelong COD loyalist, and even he's snapped like a paddle in a rage quit lobby.
How can you spend any time or resources telling people how many people you banned when the hacking has never been worse?
Mate, that's not a question. That's a fucking execution. He's not just mad that cheaters exist. He's mad that Activision has unbelievable balls to brag about banning them, while rest of us are out here getting wallbanged in ranked matches by someone named Phase Jerkoff 420 with 98% accuracy. And he's right. Every time Ricochet tweets, "We've banned 10,000 accounts today," he just proves how bad the situation is. That number should be terrifying, not celebrated. Imagine if your local pub put up a sign outside that said, "We threw out 200 rats this week." It's not reassuring, it's a fucking health hazard.
It's only getting worse. There were less hackers before they tweeted about all the hackers that they banned.
That's part that it's hardest. It feels like they're bragging about failure. It's like a fire brigade tweeting, "Good news, we put out 37 house fires today." Meanwhile, your sofa's in flames and cats fucked off to another postcode. Bros are angry, casuals are miserable, streamers are exhausted. But cheaters, they're having a fucking field day. And Team Ricochet, they're just tweeting through it. So let's ask question nobody at Activision seems to want to answer. What actual fuck is Ricochet? Let me explain this for people in back, ones who don't speak fluent dev speak or kernel wank. Ricochet were built for older engine, IW 8.0, from Modern Warfare 2019. Series has since evolved to IW 9, shiny unified engine powering Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and now Black Ops 6. Problem? Anti-cheat systems aren't universal. They rely on tight technical integration, knowing how engine works under HUD, memory structures, data flow, hit detection. All of it shifts when engine changes. So when Activision dragged Ricochet into IW 9.0, we had a full rebuild. What we got wasn't a next-gen anti-cheat. We got a misfiring relic stumbling through code it no longer understands. Game changed, cheats evolved, but Ricochet? Ricochet's still living in 2021, fumbling around your kernel like a pensioner in a nightclub. According to PR Fairy Tale, it's a Kernel-Level anti-cheat. Ooh, sounds fancy, right? Meant to live deep in your system like a digital bodyguard, monitoring for cheat software, detecting exploits, and sending violators straight to digital gulag. Sounds amazing, if it worked. In practice, Ricochet is like hiring a bouncer who spends all night checking people's shoes while a gang of meth-addled wombats sets fire to the bar. Let's be clear, kernel-level access is serious stuff. It's kind of deep system access that should make hackers shit themselves. Instead, they're laughing, they've adapted, they're spoofing IDs, injecting code mid-match, and bypassing Ricochet like it's a fucking locked garden gate with keys still in it. And what do we get for our trouble? System lag, performance drops, Ricochet hogging your CPU cycles like it's running Windows 95. Oh, and zero visible improvement in actual cheating. It's not proactive, it's not preventative. It's just another layer of inconvenience slapped on top of a broken foundation. And here's kicker. Activision keeps calling it a learning system. But mate, I've seen potatoes learn faster. This thing's been on job since 2021, and it still can't tell the difference between an aimbot and player who's just cracked out on dexamphetamine. Ricochet was supposed to be answer, but at this point, it's just another fucking lie, painted green and sold as innovation. Time to stop pissing around and call it what it is. Call of Duty's infested. Not, oh, there's odd cheater here or there. I'm talking full-blown outbreak. We're not playing multiplayer anymore. We're playing whose hack is it anyway, where points don't matter and leaderboards are just fucking fantasy. Let's front list. Wall hacks. Cause seeing through walls is so 2002, right? Except now it's standard issue. You're being tracked before you've even loaded in. Aimbots. Headshot you through smoke while jumping mid-air? No problem, mate. They've got software smoother than your last relationship. Cronus Zen. Plug and play cheat gadget. Banned in tournaments. Still rampant in public lobbies. No recoil, auto fire, macros. It's like giving a toddler a rocket launcher and calling it competitive. Spinbotting. Yeah, people still use that stupid shit. You'll be 1v1 in Surge and suddenly lad doing a Beyblade impression while nailing headshots. What actual fuck? God mode glitches. People walking through bullets like it's Matrix. Meanwhile, your perfectly aimed sniper shot gets swallowed by void. Soft aim, trigger bots, radar hacks, packet manipulation. Christ, cheat menus these days look more advanced than half at fucking games they're cheating in. It's not just Warzone. It's ranked. It's casual. It's resurgent. It's even bleeding into zombies. You can't even fight undead anymore without worrying about wall hacking wanker ruining vibe. Let me say it plain and simple. Call of Duty is no longer cheat prone, it's cheat enabled. And worst part, it's not just one-off dickheads. It's whole fucking ecosystem of boosters, smurfs, alt accounts, paid services, YouTubers doing cheat reviews like it's goddamn shopping channel. Ricochet, completely overwhelmed. Activision, quiet as a corpse in a loot box. Players, burnt fuck out. And get this, Nero Cinema gets a message from someone claiming to be a Google Cloud software engineer. And what they said, it explains a lot of shitstorm we've been stuck in since Verdansk dropped its fat ass back into playlist. Activision used external cloud services, specifically Google's, to boost server capacity when Verdansk launched. And now after Season 3 reloaded, they shut it all down, back to their own standard servers. Standard meaning barely capable of handling chess game, let alone 150 players dropping into a war zone filled with AI, explosions, kill streaks, and sweaty knobheads with anime skins and Cronus sticks. They essentially rented decent performance, then cancelled subscription when it got too expensive. And now we're back to lobbies collapsing mid-match. Desync's so bad you shoot someone a full second before they die. And ranked games that boot you out for inactivity cause servers having a fucking stroke. And here's kicker. No official statement. No, hey folks, server load may be impacted. No transparency. Just silence and store updates. New tracer pack. New operator bundle. New disconnection error at final circle. The downgraded server mid-season. Didn't tell anyone. And that game's dying faster than Team Ricochet's credibility. And you wonder why cheating's worse. Even if Ricochet did detect hacker, half at time fucking server crashes before it can even issue a ban. This isn't just incompetence, this is sabotage for profit. They're saving pennies while players burn cash and patience every single match. So what's Activision's Grandmaster plan to stop cheaters? Sue them. Yep, they're throwing cease and desist at cheat providers like the fucking holy water, hoping power of copyright law will cast out hacking demon. And sure, on paper it looks impressive. Shutting down engine owning, legal action against Cronus Zen, DMCA strikes flying like it's fucking Marvel tech down spree. But here's problem, and it's so simple even Bobby Nordic's Goldfish could understand it. You can't sue your way out of a broken system. Shutting down one cheat site does fuck all when 10 more pop up tomorrow. These developers are like roaches in a fast food kitchen. Nuke one, and rest just scuttle into a new Discord server and renamed site notengineowning.com. And Cronus Zen, even if you manage to sue them into oblivion, which you won't, devices are already in people's fucking hands. Damage is done. You can't unsell cheat. It's like banning knives after a stabbing spree. You're too fucking late. Kitchen's still stocked. Meanwhile, Ricochet's detection system can't even tell the difference between a Cronus and a competent player. Only consistent result is false bans on people who peaked in Black Ops 2. And while Activision's legal team plays whack-a-mole in a courtroom, actual anti-cheat system is doing sweet fuck all. No innovation, no evolution, just tweets, bans, and hope. But lawsuits send a message. Yeah, messages. We'll keep doing bare minimum, but now we're lawyers. What Activision needs into another lawsuit, it's a proper fucking anti-cheat team, actual collaboration with other devs, and a commitment to stop milking store while game rots from inside out. Until then, these lawsuits are just PR cosplay, dressing up as action. We aren't actually doing out. Let's get brutally honest. Cheating in games will never die, not unless people running this industry grow a spine and do something none of them have balls to try. Make it illegal. That's right, not just against terms of service, not just bannable, criminal. Because right now, game cheating isn't even classed as a real cybercrime in most countries. It's treated like vandalism at a fucking amusement park. You ruin fun, get slapped on wrist, and go back in with a different app. Meanwhile, cheat providers are making millions, boosting services, mod menus, plug-and-play acts. They're businesses, full-blown, profitable, protected by the legal grey zone cause gaming industry can't be asked to unify. And that's real problem. No one's working together. Sony's in its corner, Microsoft's in another, Valve, Epic, Riot, they've all got their own half-assed anti-cheats and closed-door policies. Everyone wants to be hero of their own little sandbox while fucking cheaters are unionised. Imagine if gaming industry actually stood together, a joint initiative, a coalition, hell, a goddamn alliance. Push governments to classify cheating tools as digital sabotage, criminalise distribution and use of malicious gameplay software, empower developers with legal authority to prosecute, not just ban. Force hardware-level authentication for ranked and competitive play. And for love of all that's holy, get fucking community involved. Because we'll back it, we'll support it, we'll sign, vote and shout it from every social platform if it means playing one goddamn match without someone using ESP and aimbot while doing Macarena mid-fight. Will it stop cheating entirely? No it will. But right now, we're pissing into wind and wondering why our pants are wet. Only way to make cheating dangerous for cheaters is to make it a crime. And if Activision, Microsoft, Sony, Epic, Valve, Nintendo and every other juggernaut in this billion-dollar industry won't pull their heads out the profit tunnels and lead charge, and maybe it's time we fucking force them to. So next time you see some dev team flexing about bans or some poor bastard in comments crying, just get better bro, remember this. You're not in a competitive shooter, you're in a rigged casino with broken security, shit servers and a bouncer that's legally blind. And suits at top, they know cheating's out of control, they know their anti-cheat is all a promise wrapped in buzzwords, and instead of fixing it, they're filing lawsuits, selling anime skins, and praying you don't uninstall. This ain't just a Call of Duty problem. This is an industry-wide failure. And if they don't act soon, we'll have to bit once to burn it all down and rebuild it. Join Discord, follow on X, consider a channel membership, if you're into that sort of thing. Smash like it, subscribe, drop your comments or questions below. I might feature them in a future video. They're not complete bollocks. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.